for turning the pages and zapping our code. We're really excited to be here today with Chad McMahon, who owns Chad McMahon State Farm. He is our People Makes a Difference this month. We're really excited to share his story. I know some of you probably already know, but we felt like it needed to have a lot more attention drawn to it. Chad is going to share with us what he does for back to school backpacks, which is something that you have been doing for how many years now?
We just completed the third year.
The third year.
Back to school backpack. Yeah, it doesn't seem like 3 years, but it's been 3 years.
So was this kind of like a concept? So what was it about the schools? Like, how did it start?
Well, just really a discussion with my team about the community so good to us, just giving back. And I serve on the Haywood County Schools Board Foundation Board, and we all, myself and my team, have kids in the school system, and so we just decided that kids were kind of going to be our thing. And I can't lie, the actual backpack was from an agent somewhere in another part of the country, and we kind of took the idea and ran with it here. And it's been extremely successful. We just completed that, like I say, our third year. It's almost 500 backpacks we gave out last week. So.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you know, kind of like, so collectively over the past 3 years, how many backpacks have you given?
Oh goodness, well, I would think at this point we're probably, the first year I think we gave out maybe 300, and then we were over 400 last year, and then this year we surpassed the 500 mark.
So you've gone up.
Yeah, 1,100, 1,200 in 3 years.
Wow. I mean, that's almost, I mean, that could be an entire middle school or elementary school in
Absolutely, yeah.
So how are your children?
Oh gosh, I have a rising senior at Tuscola named Parker. Yeah.
Is he on the football team?
No, soccer team.
Soccer team, okay.
He's a soccer player. And then my youngest is now a freshman at Tuscola, Layton. So,
like my daughter.
Yeah. So both of them on the hill.
Yeah. God, well, shining light, yeah. So I know that you do a lot of other things in the community other than this. I know that you're a big supporter of like the Christmas parade and everything like that. So share with me a little bit, like, and you've been in business for how long here?
I opened my agency in June of 2010. So
so you're going on 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost a decade, which is hard to believe too. Yeah.
Yeah. God, is that right? Okay, because I moved here in 2010. In July of 2010.
That's when I opened. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me kind of like what it is about this community specifically that because you're just really truly passionate about Haywood County. Are you born and raised here?
Yeah, I was born and raised here.
Are you a native?
I am a native. So I went to what used to be Crabtree Elementary School, then went to Waynesville Middle School, Tuscola High School. And when I left Tuscola, went to college. My career kept me away from Haywood County for a while. Before moving back here, we were near Charlotte. And so kids were young at that point, and we just decided that Haywood County would be a good place to raise kids. And was very blessed that I had an opportunity with State Farm to get back in this area. So we're back. We've been back 10 years.
I never thought you were a native for some reason. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, not that many of us.
So it makes it. There aren't a whole lot anymore.
Yeah.
You know, everyone comes from somewhere else. But that does make, I guess that makes a little bit more sense for me too, like how ingrained you are. It's this is home. This is all you knew as a child growing up.
Yeah. Well, both my parents were in the educational system. My dad retired the first time from Haywood Community College, and then my mother was a 30-year teacher in Haywood County Schools. So
he just got beat into you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you think that, typically, what I'm assuming is, you're doing this because there's a lot of, kind of unfortunateness, around this time of year, just in general.
Sure.
A lot of families that, don't have the financial abilities to buy basic necessities, much less new school clothes. So, do you know anything about kind of like that, the factual consensus of what Haywood County is like with that?
I don't have a lot of, factual information. I do know the need is large, obviously, by the turnout, and we have a lot of other community organizations, that help us raise school supplies. Your organization was one, and a couple other and that's grown through the years. our support from the community, and then there's churches that do a lot of their own things. But so it's just a huge need. I mean, I know the statistics of produced school lunches is very, very large.
Yeah.
So just a big need. And when you look at the school list every year, I mean, even you're looking at $100 minimum typically per child to meet most of those.
Oh, easily.
Kind of needs.
Easily.
The older they get,
Yeah.
calculators and things like that. So we try to provide just basics.
Do you think that there's an awareness? Like, do you think that the majority of people are truly aware of the need that's out here pertaining to your efforts?
Yeah, that's a good question, but I would think a majority of people probably don't have any idea.
Yeah, I would agree.
And honestly, I would have never dreamed we would have had that many people come through the office looking for.
I mean, I just remember coming to take your photo, and it was
Yeah.
like 8:30, and
Oh yeah.
you had already given out like 12
We
backpacks.
gave out. Well, you were there for the first 12. At the end of the day, it ended up being like 260 in one day.
That's, I mean,
In one day.
you didn't work all day that day. You just
no,
hung
all
out
we did was
backpacks.
give out backpacks. But so it's good that we feel good about being able to help. You know,
Well, that's a huge help. So do you have like a goal? You know, like man, like I mean, you went from 300 to 400. Now you've hit over 500.
That's funny you say that, because the first year we were talking, one of my team, actually Hope in my office, said, wouldn't it be cool one day if we could just have this like at Tuscola's gym or Pisgah's gym, and there were enough supplies that every kid could come through with a real backpack and fill all of their school supply needs at one time. I mean, now that would be.
And that would be like reality
That's the dream.
TV.
Yeah, that's Disney World.
That is Disney World.
But I mean, that's that would be a neat thing. I don't know if we'll ever get to that point, but we're looking to continue this process and try to get more supplies every year so that we can help more kids. We ran out Thursday afternoon, and we still had a lot of people calling on Friday. Unfortunately, so
You didn't have anything. So you've got my mind spinning.
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, I can see it.
yeah.
Like a congregation line. I think that is absolutely possible over time.
Yeah.
To do that, but that would take a lot more than just you.
It would take a lot more than me. It would take collaboration with
Other businesses.
civic organizations,
Yeah.
churches. I mean, it would have to be definitely a county collaborative effort.
But you know what? When it happens, I'm gonna say that was Chad.
Yeah.
I mean, he started it. He initiated it.
Yeah.
He grew it. It was
Well,
history.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But I'd just like to see it done to help every kid that needed help.
Yeah. So what are some of your other passions about Haywood County? I mean, being born and raised here, now you're raising your own kids here that are both in their last 4 years.
Yeah.
What's some of the biggest differences that you see from when you were growing up to now?
Sure. Well, I think I think Haywood County's changed a lot since I was growing up. We certainly weren't near the tourism wasn't the driving factor in Waynesville and Haywood County when I was growing up. We still had more of a manufacturing mentality, and so a lot of that's changed now. So the opportunities for my boys to leave, go get an education, and come back and be employed in this county is somewhat challenging. So I'd love for them to do that if that's what they want. Encourage them to go see the world, and if you want to come back to Haywood County, come back.
But bring a new business with
Bring
you
your
or
business
something.
with you.
Yeah.
Bring something to help the jobs. But overall, the people haven't changed. I mean, it's just a great place to. I mean, this is one of those caring, compassionate communities I've ever been, involved in. Time after time, you see someone in need, and the call goes out to the community, and it doesn't matter. I know football season's coming up, but it doesn't matter whether it's Canton or Waynesville. You see people come together to help those in need. So that's one of the things I just love about this community.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I think you get that kind of organic, vibe when you have the ability to kind of grow up in a smaller area versus a big metropolitan where the impact isn't felt as much. I'm so exactly with you. Like coming from Jacksonville, Florida, single mom. The high school that I grew up in, they were now having like metal detectors on the school buses.
Oh, sure.
And it was just like, God, I don't want to raise a kid here.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to my kid, I'm like, this is a great place to raise you, but this is not where you stay.
Yeah.
You graduate and you leave.
Yeah.
You go.
Go see. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So what's next for you? I mean, as far as, you got this business here. I know that you're constantly growing with your office. You just hired another woman.
Sure.
What's her name?
Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've got her. So you've got a workforce of all women, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. How's that working out for you?
Well, so early in my career, I had a mentor tell me that if you want to be successful in business as an entrepreneur, always hire people smarter than you are and everything will be fine. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that because my name is on the door, but I'm only as good as my team. So they're as much an integral part of all this as I am. I just have the privilege of coming here and talking to you. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. We're just trying to, run a business. Business has its challenges. I mean, my business is very competitive, and
even in your own backyard.
It is, and we're trying to, scrap for every policy that we can write and every new customer we can bring on. I'm certainly appreciative of that. But we're going to focus on continuing to give back, and that's what's important.
So what other ways do you give back? Like I said earlier, like I know you participate in the Christmas parade and stuff like that.
Well, we have in the past. I mean, we do that, and we participate in Main Street on Halloween and give out candy, and we do a lot of different things. When we participate, we've done events at the Open Door before. We participate in some chamber events, and all different kinds. We try to stay as involved as we can in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that other businesses, I try to think about it too in that sense, and it's, for small businesses like us, I think it is important. I also think that there's not this conversation that's out there that's enough.
Yeah.
Kind of promoting this idea of giving back.
Sure.
It seems to be the same 10 businesses over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like lack of just information or lack of I don't think it's a lack of not wanting to. I just think that there's just not this open dialogue.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I think it's a challenge. I don't know if it's a generational thing. I'm not sure I have the answer to that, but I'm also serve as my president of the Haywood County United Way, and so with that, sitting on that board, you see, the need's huge. That's another unknown in this county is the nonprofits in this county are incredible.
Yeah.
What they do and how they reach out to people and the impact they make in folks. There is a knowledge gap there. I'm sure a lot of people don't have any idea what Julia Freeman and Reach, the impact they make, and care,
or the Pigeon Center.
That's just two of many. Meals on Wheels, all of that. So, so many people in this county do so much, for others. This goes unnoticed.
I'm really happy.
I think giving is a challenge because people's schedules are tighter, people are busier, and
people's wallets are tighter. Yeah, everything.
It's a challenge. I think there's lots of reasons behind that.
I'm so glad that we said that, Jen, and I'll edit this part, but I think that we should highlight a nonprofit every month.
Yeah.
I think I'm so happy that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because you're absolutely right. That is another total void. I mean, working with WOW and stuff like that, and there was tons and tons of nonprofits. I was like, what do y'all do?
Well, just take the United Way, for example. I use this a lot with Celisa, the executive director. I think sometimes organizations have their own identity crisis. And the United Way is kind of that way because it supports so many organizations from a fundraising effort. But, if someone stood up and told a story about Meals on Wheels and how that's impacted their life, or how someone at Reach helped someone in despair get out of domestic violence, the situation, get back up on their feet, or what the Open Door does for people who need those are the stories that tug people's heartstrings.
Absolutely.
And those are the stories I think that they don't get told as well as we could have. We're constantly looking ways to do that. So, good idea. Kind of diverted the subject.
But I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So over, let's just call it 1,100 backpacks in 3 years. Moving forward, the dream is grandiose. It's every kid gets a backpack. Every kid gets the school supplies that they need.
Yeah.
And it's going to require collaboration of people.
Absolutely. I mean, Chad McMahon and my 3 wonderful employees and the community partners that we have now aren't capable of meeting that need alone. I mean, it would have to be definitely a collaborative effort. I know New Covenant Church just did a huge thing too, just like that, had a lot of success where they gave out, I think there may be 700 or 800 backpacks too. So, I mean, when you're getting churches and my organization and churches like New Covenant coming together, I mean, that's 3,000 backpacks. And I think that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a huge impact.
For a small community,
Yep.
a need of 3,000 backpacks for that many school supplies, that's tells me that's a big need.
All right, well, let's keep it growing.
Okay.
Let's
We'll
keep
do
it
our
growing.
best.
Yeah, I love it. I want to continue to talk about it too.
Okay.
And not it be like, just like the month prior to.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely something, even coming in towards, Christmas and going into summer, I think, I think it just needs to be more of a conversation that's talked about more than just going into the season. So you hold me to that.
Okay.
You're like, oh, let's do another follow-up, let's do another interview, let's do another chit chat.
Okay.
Because I think that you're right. You're totally right. The more people hear about it, they're gonna start piggybacking.
Yeah.
And before you know it, maybe we do get half the county.
Yeah, that's, people typically don't like to have their ideas stolen, but this is one I'm happy for people to see. Yeah. So,
It's still, you're still the owner of this one for me,
It's not
Jack.
really that unique of a concept, but if the more we
But
can
it
do
took
the
one
better.
person to implement it here.
Absolutely.
And that's the big difference.
Yeah.
I think you're awesome.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, babe.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. Listen, you can find Chad on Facebook if you want to get to know him and his family. And then you can also, of course, find Chad at Chad McMahon State Farm online.
Yep.
And thank you guys so very, very much. If you're one of the families that benefits from what Chad does, then, we're really, really happy. Please continue to spread the word about the backpack giveaway. Thanks so much. See you next month.